Before children learn to read, they begin learning who they are. They hear stories at home, speaking with family members, and experience the world through their languages. For multilingual learners, those early experiences often involve balancing multiple languages, cultures, and identities. For us in this course, these experiences do not disappear when they become teachers. Instead, they continue to influence how educators create their classrooms, where every child feels seen, valued, and capable of becoming a successful reader. To better understand this connection, our group used collaborative autoethnography, a qualitative research method that allows researchers to reflect on their own lived experiences while learning from one another. So, through our personal narratives, written reflections, and collaborative discussions through Zoom and in person meetings, we examined how our literacy journeys shaped our beliefs about teaching multilingual learners. As we analyzed our experiences together, common themes began to emerge. So, although each member of our group has a different educational background and a unique literacy experience, we all share a commitment to supporting multilingual learners in our classrooms. Our individual stories are different, but they intersect through common experiences with language, identity, and education. By bringing all of these stories together, we gained a deeper understanding of how our personal journeys continue to shape our instructional practices. So, my name is Drew, and this is a piece of my literacy story. Like many educators, my literacy journey began long before I entered a classroom as a teacher. A lot of my family members and early reading experiences with supportive teachers all played an important role in shaping my confidence as a reader. I included a lot of pictures taken of me reading. I almost always had a book or a notebook for writing stories in my hand, and that's what my vignettes kind of focused on, which was retelling those memories as well as memories of reading in school and how those experiences continue to influence how I teach. Today, I try to implement similar strategies that motivated me to become a reader and writer. And reflecting on those, they remind me that every student brings a unique story into the classroom and that creating positive literacy experiences can have a lasting impact on a child's confidence and success.
I am a first generation Mexican American. As a result, my parents spoke little to no English at the time. My parents always pushed me to always try my best in school. They were my biggest supporters, even though they couldn't help me read the words, understand what's going on, pronounce the words correctly. They were always telling me to always push myself. As I got older and I was intrinsically motivated due to their motivation, to their support, I started getting imposter syndrome. I didn't think that I belonged in the classes that I was. I didn't see a lot of people with my same skin tone, and I didn't think I was enough. And because of that, I still don't think I like reading. My experiences just showed me that maybe it's not something that I wanted to keep doing.
Hello, my name is Yasmin Martinez. I am a third grade dual immersion teacher. As a bilingual educator and a former English language learner, my personal experiences have really shaped the way that I approach literacy instruction in my classroom. Although I don't really teach much of language arts, I do still try to incorporate literacy into math, science, and social studies. I definitely understand the challenges that most multilingual students face, but I also recognize like unique strengths that they bring to learning. The experiences that I've had have inspired me to create a very inclusive classroom where students feel supported, valued, and confident as they develop their reading and language skills.
As a group, we had a lot of collaborative moments through our vignettes, through our Zoom meetings, and some quotes that really stuck out through the whole process are mentioned. The first one is, my brain is trying to process the words, but the unfamiliar vocabulary is making it difficult for me to understand what I am reading. Yasmin Martinez. Janet and I also related to her. We are first generations Spanish speakers, and we did not understand what we were reading, and we couldn't really decode the information to understand. Another one by Janet Madeira is, being caught between two worlds has been a part of my identity all of my life. Drew Bowell said she connected to the character's feelings to her own experience of moving to a new country and learning a new language. She was able to understand the experience that other people have in their own lives and mine. She could not read the words on the pages. I heard laughter coming from the people sitting next to me. All of these collaborative moments led us to be able to come up with our themes that we used in our paper. The themes that emerged were vocabulary and language, reading identity and emotional connection, and cultural identity in two worlds. We learned that vocabulary affects confidence and not just comprehension. If students are not able to understand what they're reading, their confidence is gonna be affected, which also connects to the reading identity and emotional connection. When students feel like they cannot understand, their confidence is going to go lower. They're not going to want to do it, and so they're going to lead to be having anxiety, imposter syndrome. They're going to be fearful of reading out loud, being fearful of getting the words wrong and not understanding the context of what is being read. And the last one also connects to cultural identity in two worlds, because not everybody understands the topics that we're reading. They're not going to relate and connect to the text, but when students are able to connect to the text, as previously mentioned, they'll be able to understand and they'll form deeper connections to the information that is presented.
After doing all of the work and everything, our findings kind of really highlighted the importance of connecting teachers' lived experiences with a lot of evidence based literacy practices just to be able to better support multilingual learners. For teaching, this just really means, being able to build on students' cultural and linguistic strengths. Also, just being able to use structured literacy instruction and continuing to reflect and improve instructional practices that we get through professional learnings. Um, as for our learners, these approaches really just help students develop confidence as readers. They're able to strengthen their literacy skills and just feel valued and included in the classroom. At the end of the day, when educators, recognize and embrace students' diverse backgrounds, they create learning environments where every child has the opportunity to feel like they can succeed and become more confident in themselves.
Our study showed that literacy is much more than decoding words or improving comprehension scores. Reading is deeply connected to a student's language, identity, culture, confidence, and their sense of belonging. We found that multilingual learners benefit from explicit vocabulary instruction and structured literacy practices, but those strategies are most effective when paired with culturally responsive teaching that values the students' backgrounds and their experiences. Our findings also reminded us that educators bring their own literacy experiences into the classroom, and reflecting on those experiences can help us become more empathetic and intentional when supporting multilingual learners. Ultimately, our biggest takeaway is that effective literacy instruction is not just using evidence-based reading strategies. It is about combining those practices with meaningful relationships, inclusive classrooms, and an understanding of each student's lived experiences. Because when students feel seen, valued, and supported, they are more likely to grow into confident and successful